want a war, you're going to get one.
What was that? He had enough time for one more play.
He had an opportunity to win that game at the end.
But the referee screwed us. The brother screwed us.
I'm upset, but
the brother screwed us.
At least they fought back and tried.
Only Cowboys game.
You literally.
The brother screwed us. The brother screwed us. He had one opportunity for one more play.
Dallas still stinks.
You like the way kick Dingbat here. Welcome to the second full padded practice as the Eagles hit the field. We are here a little early, trying to wake up. What is happening, everybody? How you guys doing? Tribe Called Quest, what's up? Rich, Chris North, Filioso, my man, A Warrior Rage, Master Eagle, Joseph Smith, Cameron, Logan, Ethan, KGK, Antonio, Nick, Big Mob, Pin, Jubby, anybody else I missed? Logan, Jalen, Shaquille, Gunny, Jay, Alex, Tourville. Thank you all so much for being here. Eagles are at practice, and we'll see what is going to happen. I'm very curious as who's practicing today, and who is not practicing. I want to take a look at this though. Let's see here. Here's no Kobe Dean. He was out. Well, you can't see it because I had to take that off. I hate the new buttons on YouTube. They're annoying. I mean, on StreamYard. All right, so there's the Kobe. You guys probably saw that earlier. Here's DeJean playing around as a holder. That was kind of funny. Good morning, Clark. How are you? Let's see here. So this is an interesting picture. I don't know what the injury status is as of yet, but that's Makuba, and he's got pads on. So he doesn't have full pads, so he looks like he's probably limited. I'm guessing we'll find out when I see the injury report. There's kickoff, field goals, I mean. What's with the update of practice? I'm so busy. Practice just starting, so I'm catching up to it as well as you are. Nick Sirianni won't be doing his press conference this morning. He's under the weather, so Nick didn't do his press conference. I was wondering what happened. There's Kylie Ringo, my man. Everybody's panicking about Ringo and the cornerback spot. I don't know why people are worried about the cornerback spot when you got that safety spot is way worse shape. There's A.J. Brown, his family. So it says, Mac McWilliams looks out of practice today. Good news, though, is Elijah Cooks, who left early, is in full pads. Rookie cornerback Mac McWilliams and fullback Ben Van Sumeren are not practicing today. Ben Van Sumeren got thrown down. So Mac McWilliams and Drew Makuba not practicing? Come on. There's Nick Sirianni all sick, headed out. Let's see. That's all he got. That's all he got so far. I guess that's all he got. Oh, stupid alarm. What's up, SmackDown? What's happening? I think the most interesting. What's that? I saw Makuba is pads, but reporters are saying he's out. It looks like he's got pads on, right? It looks like he's probably going to be limited, but full practice, probably not. But if Makuba even shows up limited practice today, I would feel so much better. I'm glad they're giving a look at Riggs at cornerback too, even if it doesn't end up starting increased competition. Yeah, I hear you. Well, listen, my My whole thing on the cornerback position is like different than everybody else's. Everybody's panicking about it, worried about it. I really look at the situation after listening to Vic Fangio speak. I think we've got a N'Kobe Dean situation here. I think he didn't really want a Dory Jackson. It was a Howie guy, and he's going to give him a look early in the season in practice because he's already know what he's got with Ringo. That's what I think is happening. Just like Devin White. Makuba soft as hell. Yeah, I don't know, man. We'll have to see. Marco's crying about Jones not paying free agents and Micah Parsons. Seems their Super Bowl is signing players to get big contracts. It's interesting because the Cowboys got problems with their players. Washington, right? What do you guys think about Terry McLaurin as for trade? As for a trade. Right now in August, your best receiver wants a trade. Why? I think Washington's not going to be as good as people think. Usually history tells you that when you sign a bunch of players over 30 years old, it doesn't work out. Rich, thank you, and welcome to Dingbat Nation. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. Yeah, Tyrell, Tyler, thank you, baby. Appreciate it. Coffee, yeah. Yeah, Terry wants a trade. Requested one yesterday. Tweeville says, why should better sign McLaurin? They have cap space to do it for just front load the deal. Yeah, well, they're complaining about his age, but the thing is over half your team is like 30 or older. Their roster is already old. I'm watching ESPN now. They're talking about Micah Parsons. What's going on with Micah? What's this? I don't know what's going on with Micah. Let me see here. Let me get some updates. First thing I expect to see is that practice, that injury report. All right, I got the injury report. All right, so look, see these people panicking about everything. Everything's gonna be okay. I'm here to tell you. Check this out. Injury report. This is big. Will not practice. Zach Bond, he's fine. E.J. Jenkins, wish he was practicing. Marshall, I wish he was practicing. McWilliams, wish he was practicing. They're out. Devontae Smith, he'll be fine. Nolan Smith, get better. Ben Van Sumer, an ankle. Limited. Jahad Campbell, shoulder. Jalen Carter, shoulder. Landon Dickerson, ribs. Cam Jurgens, back. And then Andrew Makuba, shoulder. So Makuba is going to be limited today. To me, that's big. That's big. I get him on the field, get him doing stuff. So I can live with that. I can live with that. That's all the updates right now. Oh, Clark, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. Shout out to you. He goes, Makuba in pads is a great sign. In Ringo, we trust. I hear you. Thank you, Clark, for that first super chat of the day, man. I appreciate it. Rob, welcome to Dingbat Nation. I don't know what's bothering me. Maybe it's the aroma of this coffee. I don't know. But allergies, I don't know. I never had allergies until I came out here. Rob, thank you, man. Welcome to Dingbat Nation. All seriousness, thank you so much. Pharaoh, what's happening? Member for 23 months. Shout out to you. Good to see you. Hey, Phil, I just want to let you know I got the trophy from our fantasy league. It's awesome. Thank you. I'm hoping I could double moonwalk y'all again like the birds. Oh, thanks, man. Thank you. Sorry it took so long. For whatever reason, the shipping stuff was like insane. But thank you, man. I'm glad you got it. And shout out to you. And you're the champ. Stupid alarms are going off. Gotta shut this stupid alarm off. Shut up, alarm. I want to know what are the Cowboys going to do with Parsons? The fact that the Cowboys would even be in this position with Micah Parsons is insane. To me, that's more insane than the Washington situation. We making babies. We got to make a lot. That's the plan. A lot of babies this season. Let's see. I think that it's crazy that McLaurin, he showed up at camp. Well, let me give it. I want Washington was dumb enough to move away from Dotson, who obviously has first round talent. They just couldn't figure out how to use now McLaurin. They just don't know what they are doing. Well, their complaint is they don't want to pay him the salary he wants because he's like 30. But it's like half your team is 30. He only showed up to not lose $50,000 a day. Yeah, he wants a trade. I mean, I don't see Washington trading him. But what's he going to do? I mean, what leverage does he have? To me, though, it's crazier. Like, I can understand that more than I can understand Dallas. Like, how do you have Parsons, who's a franchise defensive player, say what you want about him, but he's still one of the best defensive players in the league. How would you even ever let him show up to camp and not have an extension done right now? To me, that's the most insane thing ever. If Howie was in Washington GM, he would have front-loaded McLaurin's deal and give them out of a couple years. You know, I'm going to say something. I think if Howie was on another team as a GM, he would never be as successful as he is with the Eagles. Because I don't think a lot of ownerships will let GMs do the things Howie can do. And I think Howie's in the perfect situation. Philly, I'm not sure how you think we get a corner. You can hide a safety play. You can hide safety play somewhat. Can't stop the other team from attacking your cornerback to every throw. It's the bigger issue by a lot. Well, you can give help over the top to a cornerback on the outside just as much as you could help you hide a safety. You could hide pretty much any position in some ways. Like you can mask a defect, but I don't know how anybody can look at this roster and say that if you lose a rookie safety, you don't really have anything. But if Ringo can't play, you still got a veteran corner. You still got Dory Jackson. He still played in this league. But if you lose Makuba, a rookie who's never played it down, you have nobody behind him. To me, that's the bigger issue. I think that it's just as easy to give help to a cornerback on the outside with a safety if you have to. But I think, my point is that I don't think Ringo's been that bad. From everything we've heard, I haven't heard that he's been getting killed. He allowed one pass to Marshall that I guess you could say. But every time Browns caught balls on him, it's been good coverage. But Adoree Jackson gets the practices. He gets the start. All I'm saying is I think they've already made the decision. I think Vic Fangio's just giving Adoree Jackson a look because he didn't really want him. That's what I think. I mean, time will obviously tell. But, man, if you lose, if your rookie safety doesn't play, who do you have? An unproven guy? At least if Ringo don't play, okay, if Ringo doesn't play, I have Adoree Jackson. I have something. I mean, that's how I look at it. 6'2", 225. Let's get up, baby. Start stretching. Really, I haven't heard that Ringo's getting cooked in practice. I mean, I've been here every stream doing this. I've heard A.J. Brown catches a ball over Ringo. Good coverage. There's only one day or one play that I could talk about that everybody said, oh, that was bad. And that was against Marshall the first day of camp. I'm telling you guys right now, you watch, mark my words, you're going to be like, how is Ringo starting week one? Because this is a Nakobe Dean situation. That's what I think. Yeah, well, right. And Makuba's unproven, but if we're literally counting on a rookie, never played it down to bail us out of that safety spot. I think it's a way bigger issue, the safety. Because what you're going to have to do is you're going to either have to go get somebody or you're going to have to move DeJean to safety. I don't think you have a choice. The emergence of Eli Rick is real. I like Eli Ricks. I do. December 8th, SoFi versus Chargers. You down to hit that game? I live in Vegas. Tickets on me. We'll talk about it. I might. It's like a 9-hour drive for me. So I'm interested. We'll talk about it. Very possible. Philly, and I appreciate that. Philly Rapture. It's crazy that we all appear to be deep at linebacker with the Dean injury. Yeah, we are. How he wouldn't be successful with the Jets because Woody Johnson is the owner there. Like I think a lot of ownerships don't do things the Eagles would do. Big fish, little boat, man. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. Shout out to you. He goes, cornerback 2 is going to come down to special teams, I bet. I think it's already decided. I think Ringo's already won. Now, I'm going to keep saying this. I think Ringo has already won it. I think Ringo is going to be your starting corner, and I think you're going to see Adoree Jackson continue to get starts as the number 1 corner. But I don't think he's getting the job. I think this is purely Vic Fangio doing his due diligence. I think Sidney could just be as good as Makumba. We still have McCallum too. We'll be okay every team. I don't think much of McCallum. I mean, what is McCallum really? Is he a quality starting safety? You know, I have slight hope in Sidney Brown. I have more hope in Makuba. That's about it. Can Adoree play slot or no? I don't know that he has. I couldn't tell you. I don't know that he has. But I think I know exactly what's going on with Ringo. 9 hours, you must be way up. Yeah, I am. I'm way up near Sacramento. But I'm open to the idea. I don't mind driving. I just drove 6,000 miles this summer. So we'll talk about it. I think Vic likes Ricks more than Jackson. Vic's comments about Jackson were pretty telling that he wasn't involved in that decision and didn't have faith in him. Right. He didn't have faith in him. And that was the same situation with Devin White. He didn't want Devin. He didn't ask for Devin White. Howie made the decision to sign him, which is Howie's right. You know, that's fine. But that's why Devin White started every practice last year. And then we got to week 1, Dean gets inserted. It'll be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how it goes. Justice Simmons is not worth it. He was not good last year. And be honest, Makumba will get their reps and probably later this week or next week because it's all preseason games. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm thinking. You think McLaurin is worth $30 million a year with his age? He's at probably not. I mean, he's still pretty good the next few years. If you could sign him to like 2 years and have a 2-year way to get out of it, but I mean, Washington's stupid. Dean, when healthy, should start and put Jihad on the edge. Well, they did work Jihad Campbell on the edge yesterday, which was interesting. You know, and I think they'll continue doing that. You know, when Nakobe comes back, you got to figure out how you're going to insert him in the lineup. So it's a fair problem to solve that way. I like the idea of that. You know, I think Campbell could. I mean, everything we're hearing about Campbell, I think he could do whatever you ask him to do. How do you have more faith in McCoy who never played snap? And at least Brown has flashed a few times. We have Christian Parker. You don't think he can make him better? I think Christian Parker can make. I think he can make those guys better. I do. But if you're asking me why I don't have faith in Sidney Brown, because I've watched him play in coverage. I don't think. I think Sidney Brown doesn't really fit that spot. I think he's better where Blankenship plays. I think when you're dealing with a guy who you specifically want to be able to cover a lot of field, I don't trust him. I think Makumba has way more range. That's why. Now he's got to go show it, but if Makumba isn't the guy, I don't know that Sidney Brown is the guy. James says, God bless, brother. The best Eagles coverage on you. Oh, thank you, James, man. I appreciate you. Thank you. They will definitely have Campbell rush the edge. Yeah, I agree. If Howie was in a different organization with how the 2020 draft went, especially drafted Hurts at 53, especially to give him Wentz a contract, most teams would have fired him. Yeah, or the Rager. They wouldn't. They don't have the patience, and they're not willing to do what Lurie does. Daniels performed McLaurin out of a contract. They don't think they need to pay a 30-year-old receiver with a quarterback. It's Josh Allen effect, thinking he can do without big-time number one receiver. I said this. I thought Washington's mistake was you had DK Metcalf on the block. There were reports in the offseason that they were close to trading for Metcalf. They should have got Metcalf over Debo. I think that was a mistake. And now you look at half their roster is going to be at some point this season is going to be 30 years old. You don't win when you get a bunch of 30-year-old guys. You just don't. We know this better than anybody. Philly, Simmons is one call and $4 million away from saving the safety position. What cornerback 2 are we going to get? Asante Samuel is the best available, rated worse than Ringo. Dory isn't good enough to do it. Well, I mean, look, I don't think Dory is a Pro Bowl corner. I think he could play the position. He could hold it down if need be. You could go out and sign Justin Simmons and, from, knowing what you want, what Vic wants to do and thing like that. Yeah, he come in, he gives you veteran presence. I just wonder what he has left. I almost rather do what the Eagles did when they got C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Scour the other teams, find out somebody maybe that's playing in the slot that you think you could either convert to a safety really quick like they did with CJ or another safety on another team or something. But, I mean, if Ringo isn't it, I feel like Adoree Jackson could hold up. I'm not saying he's going to be the best guy ever. I'm not saying he'll never not allow play, but I think he can hold up. I don't know who could hold up as safety. That's my biggest fear. Campbell starting week 1. Him and Bond can be very I agree. Jair Alexander is getting $6 million a year. If Simmons will play for less, I wouldn't mind it. But honestly, I think Cooper's going to be a lot of snaps of safety, and Vic's looking for another slot. Well, let's say you get the emergence of Eli Ricks, right? So let's say Ricks, and I don't know if Ricks has played in the slot much this training camp, but let's say him or McWilliams. Let's say they say, okay, geez, we think these guys could play in the slot. All right, then you got to get, if you have a safety problem, they're going to end up putting Cooper DeJean back there, and he'll probably be one of the best safeties in the league. But he could play any position in the secondary as far as I'm concerned. But to me, I just feel like you've got to figure out that safety position. I really do. All right, let's pull some stuff up here. So Martin Frank saying Anaya Smith catches first pass of practice. A quick out from the sideline from Hurts. All right, Anaya Smith showing up. Let's see. Elliot Park says Avery Williams is returning kicks today. What's he been doing the rest of the time? Damn. Keely Ringo with starting defense. Take a breath, everybody. Ringo's starting today. Azeez Ojulari with first-team defense today. He had a quiet camp so far. Good chance for him today. So he's getting an opportunity to start. Who was out on that defensive end? Or Nolan Smith, right? You have Drew Kendall is at center for Juergens. And then Brett Toth is at left guard for Dickerson. And Jordan Davis gets a sack. So Davis already registering a sack. My man, Jordan Davis. Elaine, what's up? Campbell's a beast. Agree. I agree with you. Sorry, Philly. This is my other email. I still got the rant, so sorry. I hope all is well. And you go, no, you're good. You're good. Register says the other thing is Slate played great when we need to replace higher caliber player, cornerback 2, than safety. CJ Gardner is loved, but you guys don't realize how bad he was in coverage. He scored out real bad. What was his give me the splits between the first half and the second half of the season, because I think that you're going to see, I think it would show that he got way better as the season went on. He started a little slow, but he got better as time progressed. Gunny Mac, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, Sid Brown is more linebacker, strong safety hybrid. Yeah, I see him more as like an in-the-box safety. Now, he's better suited for covering tight ends and running backs. He is too stiff, no ditty in the hips. Vic will find a spot for him. That's what I think. See, that's what I think, too. And I think that he would be suited actually backing up. I think he would be suited better off backing up like Reed Blankenship. I see him more in that role. You know, let's go Ringo, right? I just think safety is a way bigger like if to me. I mean, Dory Jackson has played in the league. He's competent. He can be competent. Who can be competent if Makumba can't play? Whether he's good, whether he's injured all the time, then what? You've got a giant issue at safety. That's my feelings. Let me get some updates here. Not a lot of clips today. So they had Brett Toth runs on a bad shotgun snap. Not sure the Eagles. Kylie Ringo first team. So here's a breakdown of Ringo and Dory Jackson. So Kylie Ringo first up with the first team cornerbacks today. So 4 days of Dory Jackson started, and this is the third day Ringo. So there's only 1 day difference. And everybody acts like, Ringo is getting crushed in camp. He's just not. 500. Yeah, everybody hit that like. Please hit that like. It is early in the morning, and I appreciate you guys being with me. Leave Coop at nickel. He's more valuable there. Justin Simmons could be competent if Makuba's. Yeah, I look at Justin Simmons as like that's like last resort. Like if you can't find somebody on another team, if the guys that you have aren't working out, emergency situation, go get Justin Simmons. But otherwise, find somebody else young. To me, it's not the guys we talk about. Like, oh, go get this guy, or we've heard rumors about this guy. It's the guys that we don't see coming. Those are Howie's most genius moves. Just like Game Time Brian. Shout out to Game Time Brian. He says Howie will make a move, I'm sure. I think he will if he has to. With 13 draft picks next year, why not? Man, I hope we need Nolan out there. Yeah, Nolan's got a concussion. I don't know how he got it. Ringo had a first-round grade at one point in his college career. He definitely has talent. Vic Fangio will unlock his potential. Agreed. It's the move you don't see coming. The player on a team that you didn't even know was available. Those are Howie Roseman's best moves. And you remember, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, they traded for him, I think it was after the Week 4 preseason game. So he came to Philly, had never played safety, and then started at safety Week 1. They'll figure it out. DeJean at safety is a natural true position. He'll be on the level of Kyle Hamilton. They keep him there. Makumba at nickel makes more sense to knowing his history. See, well, I think here's what I think they look at DeJean. I think they look at DeJean and they say, DeJean can play safety. He could play outside corner. He could play in the slot. Matter of fact, he's probably top 2 or 3 slot corners in the league already. If we want to utilize him to the best of his ability, we've got to teach him to play every position and then use him every week according to the way we need him, whatever the matchups are. I think that's the best way to utilize his talent in the long run. But if you need him this year at safety, I mean, you could always do that. We would be great again this year. It's early camp. Oh yeah, I agree. That's my point. Is no need to panic right now. We get pleasant surprise from cornerback 2 and safety, just like Bondine. Yeah, I think so. As a former Division I safety, Coop is a safety. I'm telling y'all, he fly all over the field. I think you're right. I mean, I think he would be the best safety in the league. You know, when he was coming out of the draft, people said, "What do you think of him?" I said, "I think he's a safety." But watching him be able to cover in the slot last year, I now think he can do it all. But DeJean can play everywhere. DeJean in the slot. Yeah, well, what you're going to see, right, if everything goes according to plan, DeJean will be in the slot 75% of the time. The rest of the time, he's going to be a safety. When teams go in base defense, he's going to be safety because they don't want to take him off the field. In fight, thank you so much for Super Chat. He goes, Jerry's going to trade 11 for Scary Terry. Oh, God, please do that. Please do that. Nico, what's up? Need to say this, Philly. Micah and the Joneses. If it was Howie and him, it would have been done and he'd been in practice. Howie knows the business and the player's worth and the best in his field blessing. Oh, yeah, it would have been done 2 years ago. It would have been done 2 years ago. All right, so we got some updates here I need to get to. And thank you, everybody, for hanging out with me today. So Elliot True Parks said Drew Kendall was at center, no Jurgens. We saw that. Said a lot of Saquon to start practice. He had 4 touches on this first drive, including a long run. Touchdown. Jalen Hurts with a touchdown pass to Will Shipley from about 20-ish yards. Looked like a wheel route, perfect placement. A good start to the practice for the offense. Hurt and Saquon with nice plays on 11-play touchdown drive against first team. So they're going to all say that the offense is working out. This is one of the things I got to say, right? Like you hear guys say, well, their offense is not looking good. Their offense is not looking good. But look, if you're a defensive player and you know they're not running Saquon Barkley in practice, that it's not a run, and you don't have to worry about that, and you can just focus on the pass, and you kind of know what the offense is going to do, of course you're going to look much better. But as soon as you add that running game into it, it's a whole different ball game. I think people, and I'm included, I do it. I get all hyped, but I think we overreact to like little things that we don't need to. Bro, y'all full of shit. What we really need is to pay evil scientists to clone the whole secondary of the genes. That mood, dude. You are the man. You're like an evil genius. I like it. 500. If we were to rank the defensive players of importance to the scheme, safety comes last. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get it, but here's the thing. You still need a guy that can play, you know? I mean, like, the problem is that you had a guy. You had a guy that wasn't making a lot of money. You just could have kept him, right? And you didn't. You know, I think at the end of the day, they'll figure it out. Philly, I've been waiting for Ringo for 2 years. I'm done. Anthony, a little more patience. I got you, man. I got you. He's gonna be fine. 500. How do you go on Cilio with Mark Holmes? Let him talk smack about Hurts. How is he sucking? He just won the bowl. How is it my fault? I'm out there. What do you like? I don't understand that comment. Like, dude, I'm literally there fighting. I'm fighting for him. I'm fighting. I'm sticking up for Hurts. What do you want me to do? What should I do? Do you want me to say I won't go on the show anymore because I'm going to censor you? Is that what I'm going to do? What do you want me to do? I'm fighting for Hurts every week. What are you doing? I'm double moonwalking 2 guys at once every week. And you're telling me, why am I going to show and letting them talk? What am I? Who am I? What are you talking about? Come on, man. It don't even make any sense. I'm out there fighting for him. You should be saying, good job, Philly. You're out there protecting our boys, sticking up for him every week against 2-on-1. Good job. That's what you should be saying. Shit, man. Yeah, he's just trying to get everybody worked up. I double ball every week. Later in the law tells us to stop the hate, try to push back. Dude, have you ever listened to the whole thing? If you listen to the whole thing, I destroyed him. I destroyed both of them. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? I should be thanked. I feel so underappreciated right now. I gotta tell you. I mean, I'm double moonwalking that ass. What do you want me to do? Woody, thank you and welcome to Dingbat Nation. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Tyler says, facts, if you love this team, you're going to spend time. You got to fight back. I see it. Mark goes, it's always 2 versus 1. No, I'm always 2 versus 1. Because you know why? They both say the same thing. But I give them real reasons, and they just can't accept it. Thank you, Drozo. Appreciate it. I'll tell you who you are, Philly Forever. You got to be sticking up for the champs. That's what I'm doing. I go anywhere against anybody. I'm out there, 2-on-1. Do what I got to do. You know? All right, so here you go. So Will Shipley beat Jahad Campbell on a wheel route for a touchdown from Jalen Hurts. In a meeting room before practice, quote, what's the script for the offense today? Let's remind everyone how good Saquon is. Eagles just had series that look like the second half of 2024 games, and they can do that at any time. Mark Frank says Dickerson and Juergens in for a set of 11 on 11s. Blankenship breaks up a deep ball from Hurts to A.J. Brown. There you go, Blankenship. And the only reason Maria has a shot now because he has 0 competition for him, which is not a good thing based starting someone over. I don't think Dory Jackson's as bad as everybody thinks on here. Thank you, Arthur. Sills tries both sides of shit, and so annoying. He even on Eagles fan. Why does he hate Jalen? I don't think he hates him. I just think he likes to rile people up. Let's see. Breaking, the Micah Parsons Cowboy relationship has deteriorated to the point where the star pass rusher is considering drastic measures, which could include trade. Oh, please, God, yes. Please send Micah to Kansas City. Send him to send him somewhere. Just do it so I can watch Mark Holmes flip out. $500. Love the way you Bristol stomp Mark and Stills. They can't handle the chant. Thank you, Angela. That's what I'm saying. I was feeling pretty good about myself. Now I feel like, Let's see if we can find some more updates here. The offense said we're gonna throw the running game a little bit around, and that's it. All right, Elliot Shore Parks says Hurts tries to hit A.J. Brown deep, but Blankenship breaks it up. There was a window there for a touchdown, just missed. I think they're going to give Blankenship an extension. Hurts and the third down pass to A.J. Brown. Quinion had tight coverage, but A.J.'s strong hands were on display as he held on for the first down. Ojulari, with the sack on Hurts, got Hurts quickly, and he ended the play. So Azeez Ojulari showing up. I like that. I think Shipley is going to be good, much better too. I think so. It's all right, Philly. I watch them every week, and I see what you're doing. You have to deal with straight delusion. I know, especially Mark. He's so delusional. He really is delusional. Okay, bro, I haven't watched Philly for a long while. I realize he acts like the stripper I used to work with to finesse dudes out of money being manipulated. Stop watching. He just knows how to rile people up, man. What's with all the disrespect to 500? Keep rep with the Philly BT. Thank you, my man. I don't know. I'm out there fighting. Laughed at my ass off when you got Mark to admit Dak has to step up. Yeah, because he doesn't ever do it. But Mark, you have to watch, because what he does is he'll say it on one end and then it comes out the other end. Like, he makes excuses. What do you think they do with Calcaterra this year if he performs well? He's not the best blocker, but great receiving tight end option in college. I don't think he'll be. If they wanted to bring him back, I don't think it would be a lot of money. I don't think he would cost them a lot. Oh, look at this. Oh, I love this. This is getting good now. Let me get this up here. I gotta show you guys this. All right. So this is real. So it wasn't just somebody typing this. Breaking. Micah Parsons' Cowboy relationship has deteriorated to the point where the star pass rusher is considering drastic measures with the Cowboys, which could include a trade request or even declaration that he is severing his relationship with the team, per multiple sources familiar with the situation. Two sides remain far apart heading into second week of training camp and are not currently negotiating. Holy crap. What a dumb team they are. What a dumb team. Oh, yeah, wait, I got to go find it. Wow. Keep an eye on the Cowboys stuff. That is hilarious. Here you go. Ojomo with a strip sack of Hurts in the red zone. He continues to have an awesome camp. Ojomo's going to have a big year. He's going to have a big year. It's Clickbait 500. I had Terrence Parsons Jr. on Wednesday. Man, I mean, that's pretty, like, I know that these reports can be crazy, but that's like really crazy game time. Like how do you go from like that being total bullcrap to, he's about to sever his relationship with them? Like that's a drastic clickbait, I tell you. It's crazy. Well, good for you, Micah, right? They're haggling over guarantees. But here's my question. Why did the Cowboys let it get to this point? Like, you could have signed him, 2 years ago, and just been done with it. He would have been making $30 million instead of 45. I just don't understand how Dallas allows that to even happen. I think it's crazy. How was our injury? It was pretty long. We did get Makumba back, though, in limited role. Yeah, Azeez had a sack, too. It's a shit show, but he's going nowhere. You're hoping. You're hoping. I mean, I mean, you can't trade him right now, but you can't have a guy like that that unhappy. I just think that's crazy. You either our O line is playing ass or our D line is elite. They got a block for Hurts. He shouldn't be getting pressure today. Well, you got Lander Dickerson today. No Cam Jurgens today. You know, and then you still have the issues with Steen at right guard. We got to know what's going on. But you don't have two of your starters playing in interior. Makuba's back limited, yeah. Yeah, they are. They're crazy. But I tell you what, even game time, even if it's not true, just the fact that that report is out, I'll get great Mark Home videos today of him squirming. And I just love it. I love it. So I'll take it, whether it's real or not. Get Steen out of there. Yes, I don't know, I don't know how great they think Steen's doing, but I can tell you this, that your interior starters are not there today. So we got to keep that in mind. There's no Jurgens, and I think Dickerson, I don't think he's in there either, or he's very limited. He has ribs. So let's find some updates here. Elijah Cooks with a tiptoe catch along the right sideline. See, man, this guy makes plays every week. Elijah Cooks with a tiptoe catch along the right sideline. He can play. Yes, he can. Oh, my camera's moving. We got 634 people in the chat. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate it. Hit that like. Make sure you guys subscribe. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. We will be, I think the Eagles are off tomorrow, so I'll have at least shakedown. 500 send Parsons a squat cobbler video. I will. Dude, even if it's not true, it gives me a whole day to enjoy Mark Holmes flipping out. That's what I enjoy the most. Sometimes when it comes to Cowboy stuff, I don't even care if it's true. If it gets Mark all worked up, mission accomplished. I would love to get McLaurin from the comment. We don't need McLaurin. I mean, you don't really have room for him because you got two outside receivers. I like McLaurin though. He's a good player. I will never understand Jones' method of negotiations. They don't save a dime by doing this. They make their players' morale take a hit, and then the worst of all, your best players missing camp. Do you not care? Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't. Game time join. You know what? We'll get game time Brian on. I'll get him on. We'll get him on this preseason at some point. Talk about the NFC East and stuff. I'll get him on if he wants to come. Invite. Thank you for the super chat. Goes, what will you trade for Terry? Nothing. I wouldn't pay him a dime. What are you gonna give him? 30. He wants. If you trade for Terry McLaurin, you got to pay him $30 million a year. The Eagles don't need him. Jerry turned 15,452. It's his birthday. 15,453. And invite. Thank you so much for that super chat. Appreciate it. Philly, if it goes south with Parsons, him leaving the boys, do you think Howie and Vic would be interested? No, I don't. I don't think the Eagles would be interested. And the reason is because I think they got young guys that they like. I mean, what is Parsons going to make? $45 million a year? Now, if Parsons was an Eagle and the Eagles had drafted Parsons, he would have been extended 2 years ago. But no, Parsons and Terry, neither of them need anything to do with the Eagles. They just got to ruin their own teams. Tell Mark how he's working a deal for Micah right now. Watch him really flip. Yeah, I should. Yeah. Let's send Mark a fake text and see if we can get him. Let's see if we can get Mark to make a video about this, right? I'm going to send him a fake text. I'm just curious if he'll flip out. Let's see if he buys it. I'm going to mess with Mark. Rumors breaking in Philly. So this is what I wrote. Rumors breaking in Philly. Eagles in talks to acquire Parsons. What are your thoughts? What is going on in multiple? Let's see if he buys it. Here's what I wrote. Hey, Mark, rumors breaking in Philly. Eagles in talks to acquire Parsons. What's going on in Dallas? Multiple first rounders included. Let's see if he goes and makes a video about it. That'll be great. I love it. Oh, I hope he makes a video. It's great. I love messing with Mark. I do. I really do. I enjoy it. Let's see here. Looking for updates. They said it's not as hot today. All right, here we go. Let me get this one up. Elijah Cooks beats Kylie Ringo on a slant for a touchdown in red zone drills. Shit. People are going to flip out now with Ringo. Oh, God. It's okay. It happens. Listen, Elijah Cooks is pretty good. 6'4", 215 pounds. You know. Mark is going to flip. He won parts. Oh, man, it's going to be great. Mark crying as we speak. I want to see if he makes a video about it. Rumor has... I can assure you, Mark, looking at you right now. Don't tell him. I just want to see what he does. He'll do something. He won't believe it. He won't believe it, but he's gonna have to talk about me texting him. So it's like Philly 500 were saying this stuff that's just not true, and he's a lunatic. Philly, do you think the Giants finished second this year behind the Eagles since the Cowgirls and Bum Anders are losing 2 keep? Well, if the Cowboys lose Parsons, it's over. But I don't think they will. I actually think Dallas is going to finish ahead of Washington because I think Washington, they got half the roster's over 30 years old. I just think that, you know, and as Eagle fans, we've seen this in the past. When you bring in a bunch of 30-year-olds, it never works out. Cooks beat him. Cooks can play. Kylie, he's not terrible. Come on, man. The people have lost confidence in Ringo. I'm trying to hold up, Kylie. I am trying. I'm going to give you a chance, bro. Let's see here. Any updates? And shout out to Eric Allen going into the Hall of Fame. You know, to me, that's a giant deal. I grew up watching Eric Allen, and I remember when he was a rookie for the Eagles. You know, Cooks is cooking. He is. Every day he makes a play. Ringo will be fine. I agree. I think Ringo will be fine. You know. I think Terry will be signed. They really have no choice. I don't, you know, do they have to pay him? Like, if they don't pay him and he just played a contract out, he's just going to have to play on nothing, I guess. But I don't see what they could do. Same with Parsons. Like, you can't trade Parsons this time of year. Yeah, that's crazy. I'll drive Ringo to the airport. I have no clue how anyone could watch Ringo at Georgia and think the kid is going to be trash. Kid is all talent. Yeah, I'm not giving up on Ringo. The ISO 300 kid, thank you for super chat. He goes, why they hate on Sidney Brown? He made plays. I don't hate Sidney Brown at all. I don't hate him at all. I just feel like he's got to show me something. And the only thing that I worry about with him is that, in my opinion, even before his injury, I just don't know how good he is in pass coverage. I feel like the position he would be really more suited for would be where Blankenship plays. So I don't hate him. I hope he does well. I actually really like Sidney Brown as I like his attitude. I like the way he plays. I like he started a fight with the Cowboys last year. Like, I like all that. I just worry about him in pass coverage. You know, he may be the same thing like Adoree, where he's not the greatest safety, but he's competent. That's fine. Chip 2 Vigo, thank you for the super chat. Goes 500. I keep telling friends who the Commanders fans that Dallas has a better roster than them. They refuse to accept they will be humbled. Well, just from my experience of watching football over the years, watching the Eagles do it and other teams, when you sign a bunch of 30-plus-year-old players to your roster, it usually doesn't work out. You could have veteran guys, but you've got to have a mix of youth. I think they said that over half of Washington's roster at some point during next season will hit 30 years old. That's bad. I think that's tough. Can some of the half of brain please tell me I'm not crazy? About what? What did you say, Drozone? I'll tell you. No, I agree. Yeah, people need to. Agreed. Clyde Simmons next half. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the next one. I did 6 years every year of making the case for Eric Allen. Ever since I started, there were two things I did. I did 2 videos a year about Kelly Green jerseys. We got those. And I did 2 videos a year saying Eric Allen needs to go into the Hall of Fame. And we're getting that. So somehow they're listening to my channel. Washington lost a Dallas backup quarterback last year. Yeah, but, that happens. Washington must have brought stock in the NFL at AA or P. Yeah. I mean, look, I could be wrong. I think Jaden Daniels is a good quarterback. But it just, when you get 30, all those 30-year-olds, usually those guys get banged up, man. It's just I'm saying that from experience. One of the things that we talked about with the Eagles last year, remember, was let the young guys play. Let it develop the young guys. And look what they did when he did it. I'm looking for updates. I've got nothing. It's really quiet. When's the open practice again? Commanders have 21 players, 30 or older. Yet ESPN ranked them third in the top players under 25, and they ranked us 14. The hate is real. That's ridiculous. They're only doing it because of one. They're ranking that because of one guy, Jaden Daniels. That's it. I'm taking my daily walk and watch you at the same. Thank you, Logan. I got to go do my walk after this. I don't understand why Coop just isn't a cornerback to put Mac in the slot. I think they look at Cooper as, I think they see Cooper as a guy who, if you just put him on the outside at corner, you're wasting him. You're wasting his ability. I think they look at Cooper as like the ultimate Swiss Army knife that you're going to eventually have a guy that plays every position. And one week, it may be like, we want Coop going up against this specific tight end, or we want Coop against this wide receiver in the slot, or we want him at safety. Like, they want to use him all over the field as a weapon that teams can't match up with. And that's how they look at him. That's how I think. That's the kind of player I think he is. And that's why I think if you just put Cooper on the outside, I think you're wasting him. Parsons is out of there. It's getting ugly. All we need is one Ringo pass breakup. Yeah. CJ was a liability in the red zone coverage, and Slow-key got cooked all the time. Show me what he did. Show me the second half of the year with him getting cooked. Show me in the playoffs where he was getting cooked. You can't deny that a guy that comes both times he's with you, you go to the Super Bowl and win one. He isn't effective. He is. I agree with that, Phil. Yeah, exactly. And see, to me, Q, if you want to use Q to his potential, you have to teach him to play both sides of the field and you've got to teach him and let him be the guy who shuts down the number one receivers. And that's what they're teaching him. So what I like is that the Eagles are teaching these guys to play different positions. They're making them very valuable. Chip 2 Eagle David Super Chat. He goes, when will the Super Bowl stream be back up? I'm dying. Hopefully I'll try to get it up this week. Hopefully this week. You need to be able to draft. Yeah, and to me, that's the biggest change with the Eagles. From that Jalen Reagor pick that was horrible. You look at our draft. Our drafts have been fantastic. Factually, the CJ hate is so crazy to me. Yeah, oh yeah. It is crazy. I said over a year now, Ringo would be phenomenal at safety. Kind of wish we moved him back there. He's big, fast. Yeah, I think he could play safety too, actually. And that, if it doesn't work out outside corner, that would be my goal. I would say, but I don't think you could do it now. I think you would have to do it next off season. But, yeah, I agree. CJ gave up the first touchdown in the Super Bowl is all I remember. Well, what it was like 40-6, you mean? It's no surprise about the Eagles have drafted very good, very successful. Agreed. Big Fish, Little Boat. I love that name. Thank you for the Super Chick. Goes, I kind of worried about running back 2. Nobody cares. Well, running back 2 has looked pretty good. I think Will Shipley has looked good. From what I've heard, A.J. Dillon has looked really good. So, to me, it's been pretty positive. I wonder who the number 2 running back is because Shipley's making plays. Well, this Parsons stuff is all over. I got NFL Network talking about it. Here you go. People ask, should the Eagles trade for Parsons? Please, Mark, make a video on it. All right, so I don't know who this is, but I'm going to pull this up right now. I don't know who this is, but to be fair with the whole Parsons coverage, this somebody, I don't know who this is, says there's absolutely zero logic behind Cowboys not having paid Micah Parsons at this point. It's more than stupid. It's petulant. It's small. Oh, okay. Yeah, never mind. I thought that was like something else. So, Hall of Fame enshrinement on 8-2. Oh, I got to watch the enshrinement tomorrow. Eric Allen, baby. I love the Cowboys. They stink. They're such a moronic team. God. Cowboys have really crapped the bed, man. Back in the 90s, dude, they seem like they go out, they get all these guys, they were winning Super Bowls. They've just become so pathetic. Brandon says 500 nearly choked up after the end of the Super Bowl. I did. Yeah, I did. It's just like if you ask me my favorite teams in NFL history, my 2024 Eagles is my favorite team out of all the Eagles ever. A pure team, both sides of the ball. It's the 2024 Eagles. I love all the players on that team, man. My favorite defense of all time is that 91 defense the Eagles had. I still think that's the greatest defense, but they didn't have the offense that this team had. Now, this is my favorite team ever. G5900, man, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. Appreciate it. Go mother humping birds. I think Johnny Wilson will be a guaranteed cut. I think Campbell is as advertised. Don't start Dean. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, I don't even know when Dean's coming back. I think Campbell's going to start too. I think it's going to be Campbell and Bond opening week. And then Johnny Wilson has not had a good camp, and I know that's probably disappointing to the Eagles because, they really wanted him to work out. Let's see if we can get some updates here. Everybody's talking about all these guys I pull up is talking about whatchamacallit. Oh, crap. All right, I got an update here. Keely Ringo called for PI on a deep pass from Hurts to Dotson. Ringo had good position, but didn't turn his head around and ran into Dotson. So Ringo had okay coverage, but he's got to get his head around. Hopefully that's a practice mistake that you fix. Same people are saying Ringo sucks. Same people say Dean sucked. They never learn. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. 500. I wasn't sitting on CJ was trying to have people pump the brakes on killing the replacement players, as the players replaced made mistakes too. No, I get it. I get it. But I don't know. I mean, I think CJ was pretty good. I know he started slow, and I know he gave up stuff, but I think that last half of the season, I think was different. They got Sirianni is talking to the NFL Network now. I don't know if this is from yesterday though. Yeah, Philly Ringo's takes not looking good today. No, there were 2 plays made on him. That's for sure. Come on, Keely Ringo. I love CJ. I was still watching on Twitch. No, I hear you. Ringo is not having a bad morning. He's having a bad 3 years. Oh my God. Oh man. Nick is sick. Yep. It's Ringo season. I'm gonna stick with Ringo, man. I'm gonna stick with Ringo until he proves that he can't play. And I need to see that. I need to see that on the field, you know. We went through this with Nakobe Dean last year. You know, I keep thinking about Nakobe. I believe Ringo had enough time for development and execution, open position for the future. Yeah, I think this is the year he's got to make his move. I really do. Every time Ringo played an extra game, name one game he got burnt. I'll wait. I can't remember. Philly, we were up 40-6 Super Bowl, and Pumper said game's not over yet. Did he? I get it though. I totally get it. I knew when they scored, when Devontae Smith scored that touchdown, it was over. Don says, I believe Ringo had enough time for development and execution, open the position for development of the future. Well, we got to see him in a game, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, yeah, practice. All right, you know, it'll be interesting when we practice against Cleveland also, because that'll tell us a lot. All right, here we go. Martin Frank says, Tyler Steen has looked much better at right guard the last few days. Knocks over Jalen Carter in 11-on-11. How about that? Slay, CJ, and Rogers started out rough last year. They all gave up big plays. Give the kid a chance. Yeah. He's not that far behind, only 2 years of college. I agree. Listen, we talked on this channel when because I did this last year too. Every practice it was Nakobe Dean. It was Nakobe Dean. Even the open practice, Nakobe Dean, he didn't even look good. He missed a couple tackles, and everybody was writing him off. And then all of a sudden, week 1, he starts. I gotta wait and see on Ringo. I can't kill him yet. Now, if he goes out and he's getting destroyed, I'll say it. But I'm 2 weeks into practice. We've only practiced 6-7 days. I can't write him off. G5900 David Super Chat. He goes, Ringo has all the non-teachable size and speed. He does. He really does. The dagger. Yeah. Daniel Son, what's going on, man? Welcome back to Dingbat Nation. Thank you so much. Vic and Ringo just need more reps, and he's getting the kid to be fine. Yeah. Doc Holliday just walked over Ringo's. That's pretty good, Bradley. I like that. I'm not even going to respond to that. Respectable. They were all over Ringo's grave. That's crazy. Rollfield, I don't want Parsons. He's a September warrior. He's like Dak with nothing. I don't want him either. I just want to see if Mark Holmes will make a video about it. 500. What's up? What's going on, CJ Davis? Let's see. Let's see if we can get some updates here. There you go. We got Saquon. Okay, let me share this. Saquon runs in for a touchdown. Hurts runs over and jumps on him. Saquon chirps at the defense. Offense is starting to say, we're going to give you a little Saquon today, and that was it. CJ, what's going on? He goes, I don't care who plays what, where as long as they step up when it matters to make plays. Agreed. Dodson Holiday. I trust it. Yeah, I trust Vic. I tell you right now, I believe if we were playing Dallas tomorrow, I believe Ringo's starting. I already think he's won the starting job. I just think they're giving Adoree a look-see. I think it's a very similar situation to what happened with Dean. Hi, any Ringo game cooked saying, yeah, a couple. I wouldn't say cooked, but he got called on pass interference. He allowed Elijah Cooks to score a touchdown on a slant, and then Dotson beat him earlier. But Ringo is ass. Mitchell came in and played. It doesn't take 3 years. I mean, everybody develops differently, you know. Everybody develops differently. I don't know that I can say Ringo didn't play because he can't play. But when you have the Slay, you know, that's the case. And when you're a 5th round pick, you're not going to be rushed as quick as if you're a 1st round pick. So I think there's a difference there too. Saquon has 2 short touchdown runs inside the 5, talks trash to Jalen Carter. Oh, I like that. Saquon, 2 short touchdown runs inside the 5, talks trash to Jalen Carter. Good. Offense needs a little bit of pride right now. Ringo will start Georgia secondary, not Starks or Stein, yeah? Yeah, Ringo was young, yeah. Ringo blind lovers are going to have a real bad wake-up call. I don't necessarily consider myself a Ringo lover. I just am not. I'm just trying to give him a fair chance. Pitcher was a top 15 talent. Can't compare him to Ringo. Agreed. Everybody, it develops differently, you know, at different speeds. I mean, you know, look at Brandon Graham. Brandon Graham, nobody thought was going to be any good after his first couple years. Look what he turned into. Sometimes you just have to have a little patience with a guy. Jordan Davis breaks out this year. I think Jordan Davis is going to, yeah. Whatever Vic says, I'm rocking with, right? Yep. Yeah, we talked about that a little earlier, Ethan. Ojomo, he has strip sack today. Continues to play well. King Ringo, right? I don't understand. They're saying he has a stiff hips. If loose hips are needed for the position, how will he be good? Well, I think, you know, you could have, you know, you have to do better with like positioning and leverage and all things like that to kind of get over it. But I do think a guy that's tight in hips, I think especially against speed, they'll have a problem. But, you know, there's ways that you know, they can mask it. But he's got to be very sound positionally. Sonny says, let's be real. How often do corners who have been on the bench for 3 years come out of nowhere and become legit starters? It doesn't happen much. I don't know. I'd have to look. Exactly 500. I'm on the same way. Yes, exactly, Drozone. Big 55, you're absolutely right. Yeah. I mean, look, I'm not saying Ringo's the answer. I don't know. Well, all I'm saying is I think we got to give him a little time. And honestly, because you have Adoree Jackson, even though a lot of people don't like him, I still think that the safety position is more of a dire possibility. You know, Coop getting all he will. Ringo is fast, physically gifted. His issues is he's stiff. Yeah, well, he might end up being a better safety. It's true, but we'll see. You know, if we have 30 million cap space, we should sign Simmons as an insurance policy and make a trade for a corner, or sign Douglas or Samuel Jr. I'm not sure what the situation with Asante Samuel Jr. is. Justin Simmons, I don't know if they want him, because I feel like if they wanted him, they could have had him already. You know, like why don't they have him? Not any updates, man. Damn. Just play Adoree. Like if Adoree plays, like, okay, let's say Ringo don't work on it, Adoree has to play. Well, I think he'll be competent. I think he'll hold the position down. You know what I mean? He's not Q, but he'll hold the position down. I think he'll be fine. He's going to give up some passes. That'll happen in a game, but it won't. I don't think anything that'll kill the Eagles. You know, but if Makuba can't play safety, then what? But yes, let's go Brown and develop Ringo at safety. I'm not opposed to that. I'm not opposed to Ringo at safety. Nobody should sold Ringo yet, but we also need to give him a chance. Our team has a lot of talent covering our wide receivers. Takes elite footwork. Agreed. Let's see what he can do. I can't find that red Eagles hat. It's not NFL shop. No, I didn't get it on Eagles shop. I got it hatland.com. And it was like they had it was a 4th of July special. They had a red, white, and a blue. And I bought all three. Hatland.com. I should work. I've sent so much business to them. Bradbury can play. Ringo can play for sure. Yeah, I agree. Kyle, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Appreciate it a lot. I feel better about the front seven than the secondary. I don't feel as bad about the secondary as some people. I feel really good about the defensive line, which I never worried about. I feel great about linebackers. I feel okay with secondary, except for I worry about safety. I worry about that safety spot. And I'll say this. If the Eagles need a corner, okay, let's say during the season it's a problem, look for Darius Slay to return at the trade deadline. Mark my words now. Ringo is an underdog. He is. I think most people have counted Ringo out, to be honest with you. So Ringo's got to come and prove it. I mean, if I did a poll, I would say over 50% of people don't think Ringo is the guy. Scouring for updates. It's like everybody just wants to talk about what's his face. Teams will trade with us now because the picks we have for next draft. So we should trade for a decent corner. We're more worried about corner. I'm definitely not. But a trade for a position need is, I think, very possible during training camp. But it'll be like week 2 of the preseason. Adoree Jackson looks like, a veteran corner. He's all right. I don't think he's nothing special, but he's not going to kill you. Philly, you're not talking to me. Some people play better in games and practice. True. I'm not gonna lie, but I do like Ringo at safety. I if he can't play corner on the outside, I don't think it's a bad idea. Vic don't want Adoree either. He didn't want him. That's why I think Ringo's the guy. Because I think it's the same thing with Devin White. I don't think he wanted Devin White either. Patrick Robinson vibes, huh? The main thing is even. If Ringo falls Nobody should worry. We have Howie and Vic. Yeah, we'll be fine. At the end of the day, I think we'll be fine. But I sure hope Ringo can step up and win a job. It would be really nice if he could develop into a legit quality starting corner. It'd be huge for us. But we got to give him time, Regardless, cornerback 2, the weakest link, and will get picked on game after game. Well, I mean, if it's the weakest link, just move Cooper. I don't think they want to just put Cooper on the outside. I think they have a specific plan on how they want to use Cooper DeJean, and I don't think they want to divert from that by having to put him on the outside. No sign sightings. No, this dude's like, nothing. At this point, you wish you would heard like, oh man, he's flying up the safety charts. It's wide open, but it seems like it's McCollum. Looking for updates. Come on, somebody update us. Nothing. Yes, we did. And Patrick Robinson, if you remember, he was getting killed in training camp. Killed. Everybody was killing him. And he was a great corner for us, slot corner. Now, I've been quiet on Ty Robinson, too. What we're hearing him is, I mean, he's basically said it. He says, I'm learning, this is a whole different level of getting off of your blocks. I've been having problems with that, and I'm learning. So he's still trying to learn. Coop is a multi-second. That's exactly right. He's a Swiss Army knife. Trades are incoming, I expect. Yeah. They could at some point. We're going to need a big year from Reed to Mass lack of cornerback too. Good luck with that, Ethan. Reed. Reed Blankenship. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're going to. And I like Reed Blankenship, but how much can you do it? No, BG wasn't ready first 3 years. No. Look, we haven't even played one preseason game. We got to give the guy a break. Here's this is how quickly it could change. Let's say Ringo goes out and he plays the first series in preseason. He gets an interception. Then he plays like one series, gets an interception. That's it. And all of a sudden, nobody's talking about Ringo anymore, regardless of what happens in practice. Ty Robinson got away with bull rush at college. He needs to get some pass rush moves. Yeah, he's learning. Doesn't anyone trust Vic? He will put everyone in places. Yeah, I do. I trust him. Do you think we get Simmons? As of right now, I'm going to say no. But if they become desperate at safety, I think they will. Because the way I see it is Simmons basically went on different channels pleading to be with the Eagles, and they still haven't signed him. Dean and Bond looked terrible in preseason. Give it time. Bond didn't. We heard good things about Bond, but Dean looked really bad. I think Ringo might shine in live games. Yeah, I mean, we just got to give him a chance. But like I said, if for some reason he don't work out, I think the Eagles will be fine with Adoree for 1 year. I don't think he'll be the greatest, but I don't think he'll kill us either. No updates. It's getting quiet. Philly, I'm scared. I think we need Asante Samuel. See, I don't know if they like Asante Samuel. One thing about Asante Samuel, he doesn't tackle. He does not tackle. I don't know if Vic likes guys. Vic is old school, like Buddy Ryan and like Jim Johnson. You got to be able to tackle. Missing tackles not acceptable. So, I don't know if they like Asante for that reason. No, Bond was terrible. I was calling him concrete feet because he stuck out missing. Okay. I don't remember that, but you might be right. They're saying Jahad Campbell is a hothead. Good. I hope he is. I need a little hothead. I think you need that. Look, I think when you have all these defensive guys that are choir boys, and they're really nice, and they help the other player up when they get good tackled. And I don't think that works. You can have a couple guys like that. You need dogs, man. You need, this was my complaint for years with the Eagles defense. They're too soft. They're too soft, helping up players when they tackle them, no swagger. Then all of a sudden, you get C.J. Gardner-Johnson, you then lose them, and you realize you have no swagger again. Then you get guys last year that actually have a little bit of that. You need it. You need that as a defensive player. If he's a hothead, good. 500. My only worry about Ringo is he's too physical and he's too handsy, which is hard to have it break. Well, that they've got to kind of coach that out of him, Micah Parsons. Yeah, we talked about the Parsons news. Campbell brings Holy G on the field. Yeah, I like it, man. At Philly, that's so when one side of the field with questions, which is worse if you think about it. If that's so when we have one side of the field with questions, which is worse if you think. What do you mean exactly? Like what position I think is we're worse off at? I feel worse off at the safety position than the corner. I actually think the safety position is a bigger issue because I feel like Adoree Jackson, if he has to start, he'll play and he'll be fine. I feel like if Makuba doesn't start, I don't know who can step up. We aren't even in preseason. Everyone is worried. Calm down. Have faith in your team, right? Love Campbell's attitude. He just has to be careful he doesn't become another Derek Barnett. No, this dude is no Derek Barnett. Derek Barnett, I knew day one stunk. When they drafted him, I knew he stunk. My most disliked video ever on YouTube is my reaction video when the Eagles drafted Derek Barnett. I was so pissed off. This dude is no Derek Barnett. This year's NFC Eagles 14-3, Giants 10-7, Washington 8-9. Wow, Giants out of nowhere. Okay. Mark says, Philly, congrats on closing 150. Thank you, my man. I appreciate that. Adoree Jackson got benched with Giants midseason, got cut. Makuba will be fine at safety. But Makuba's not even playing right now. He hasn't practiced. Hey, listen, here's the problem. You know why Adoree Jackson got benched? He quit. Giants stunk. I'm sure a veteran guy is. He basically, him and all the other players, they conked out, man. They were on vacation. Micah considered trade requests. Oh, please, God, just please, yes. Your Barnett reaction was hilarious. I broke my glasses. I had great sunglasses, too. Yes, definitely hit the like on this video. We got to remember these guys we have in the secondary have Super Bowl winning experience now. They have grown up. That's true. I agree. The crazy reaction for me is when we drafted Marcus Smith. I was so confused and pissed. Yeah, that was like a straight up panic pick because I think the Eagles wanted, was it Cooks, Brandon Cooks? I think they wanted him and they sat and New Orleans jumped them. And I think they didn't know what to do. And I think they panic picked him. I really believe that happened. I'm scouring for updates. Nothing, man. It's crazy. Where's all the updates? Your Jalen Hurts draft react was hilarious. Yeah. That was the most confusing draft pick ever. Even to this day, I was like, it worked out, but man, that confused the hell out of me. But people always get it wrong because if you watch the actual live stream, I say several times, I'm like, this has nothing to do with Jalen Hurts. I actually think he's going to be a decent quarterback. I just don't understand why the Eagles took a quarterback when you just signed Wentz in the second round and there were starting players that you could have got. That was my whole thing. But everybody sees the 5-minute little mesh-up video I did where it cut that part out. I wish I didn't, but it is what it is. The one thing I don't do is I do not take my videos down. Some people had bad reactions and they took the video down. I don't. I leave it up. You're going to see what my reaction was. Bright, good, bad, or whatever. Now that I think about Vic's zone coverage, does Kaylee have to be elite in man? The plays he got beat on, they were in man coverage, and we don't play man. I don't think he has to be elite. No, but I mean, he's got to be solid, but not elite. Chip did pick him. Well, Howie admitted that was his pick. Howie admitted it. Howie came out later and said, yeah, that was my pick. He took responsibility for it. So I got to put it on Howie. But, you know, Howie's come a long way. I'm glad we drafted Hurts. Yeah, I am too. Would I trade to draft Hurts? No, I'm glad they did too. Just never thought it was going to work out that way, you know, because when you signed Carson to that extension, it's not you're figuring you're stuck for 5-6 years. Nobody expects it, and this is why Howie couldn't do what he does on any other team, because Jeffrey Lurie, in order for everything to happen, people forget he had to eat $36 million in dead money for one guy. That year, they were like $60 or $70 million in dead cap because they let Carson go. Most people would never do that. I never even thought the Eagles would take that kind of hit to trade him. And they did. And you got to give Jeffrey Lurie credit. Rocky, thank you for the super chat. Goes, Danny, the firefighter pick was so horrendous. Yeah, well, that's Howie's worst pick ever. Yeah, the Umbrella Man was bad. The Eagles knew Wentz was having issues after Clowney hit in the playoff game. Wentz was never the same. That's why, yeah, exactly. But the thing is remember, they had the playoff game and then the extension came. The extension came after the playoff. So if they knew he was having issues, why did they extend him? That was what made people so confused. But, you know, I'm glad that they drafted Hurts. I'm glad it worked out. But my feelings were never against Hurts. I had no issue with Hurts, the player. I had the issue with the strategy. I think that's what most Eagle fans had a problem with, you know. I think they knew they could trade him with the contract still there. Yeah, because Jeffrey Lurie was willing to eat so much money. So everyone is saying Keely is bad. He's getting cooked in man coverage against the best one-on-one wide receiver in the league, and we're zone B. I don't think he's been as bad as people are saying. Now, he got beat on a drill today with a slant Elijah Cooks for a touchdown. He had Jahan Dotson in good coverage, but he didn't turn his head, and he got caught on pass interference. But, you know, yeah, people are killing Ringo. I think Ringo, we got to be patient with. If anyone actually remembers, I wanted Kyle Hamilton so bad. That was my first target for like 6 months before the draft. Yeah, well, I think it's fair to say that was the correct pick. And, you know, I like Jordan Davis, but he's all right. Can you guys hear me? Let me see. Can you guys hear me? I had to change mic. My mic just went out. Can you hear me now? How about now? My mic just died. Okay. Leon Banks, my man. Leon Banks, what's happening? I need your honest perspective. Okay. Should I text her back? She texted me after 2 dates. I don't think it felt a romantic connection. I was shattered. Did hold back our dates. I want to know what happened. Wait, so she texted you after 2 dates. I don't think it felt, I feel a romantic connection. Or is that what you said? I was shattered. I did hold back our dates. I want to know what happened. You got to explain. No, if she said that she didn't feel a romantic connection, or you didn't, then no, don't need to text back. Nah, I say nah. Thank you for the super chat. I'll say no. Yeah, just let it go. Just get back to the girls, man. You always got somebody going on. You'll be fine. Text back for what? That would be my question. No updates. What the hell, man? Over 8 billion people on this planet. You'll be good. Yeah, right? Let me see here. I gotta start charging this up. Man, oh man. McLaurin, when the Eagles done that, Eagles don't need McLaurin. There's nowhere to put him. You're not gonna pay him $30 million. Nah, no McLaurin. So I'm gonna propose this November to my girlfriend. I'm thinking of doing it in Catalina. Oh, that's cool. I hear Catalina Island is very pretty. That's awesome, man. Let me know how it goes, Mike. Philly, you see how we have hostile aliens coming? Yeah, you see that? They're saying a spaceship is on the way. How do they know it's a spaceship? How do you know it's a spaceship? I don't know. I don't believe it, but it could be fake alien invasion. I got a tinfoil Dingbat video on it. Actually, I just finished filming. 500, the Love Doctor, right? Micah, yeah, it's apparently getting ugly there. I wonder if Mark did a video on Micah's situation yet. So Mark Mark is flipping out. Mark just did a video 2 hours ago. Cowboys news gets worse. Micah's last ride. Yeah, you have advice. I'll help you. In September, some stinky team will come to the link. Yeah, they will, and they'll get their ass kicked. 500, did you rush Area 4? No, they made a doc about it. Yeah, I didn't do it. I wasn't going to do that. 500, he requested. Did he officially request the trade? You know what? I can't stop watching videos of cheesesteaks. I can't stop it. I miss cheesesteaks. There's no cheesesteaks here, man. I miss it. Well, they were saying that he might request a trade. I don't know if it did happen. It just happened. Wait, let me find it so I can send it to Mark. No updates on the Eagles. Did they finish practice or what? Are they huddling up? Are they doing a teaching moment? Yeah, I've got no updates from anybody. Did you hear Micah request a trade? No, I didn't hear Micah requested one. Well, people are saying it now. So I need to find out where that's at. If you have a link, send it to me. I see he's reportedly considering a trade, but I haven't seen anything that says he officially wants it. I'm looking. It's a beautiful day. It's going to be a good day. Just go to get Parsons so I can laugh. I just want him to get traded. I don't even want him. California does have cheesesteaks, but their ass. I don't even bother. Okay. The one thing I learned when I left, the Jersey area, like, why bother? Like, once you get south, I don't know how it still is because I left, but once you get south of like Baltimore, forget it. Don't even try. Once you're south of Baltimore, forget getting like a good hoagie or cheesesteak. And then up north, I never really went far enough up to tell you, but I miss them. I don't even try to buy them here. If I ever think what do I do? You need to put those like little lizard traps, those tapes on the walls. See if they stick. I saw an article saying he's willing to just play his final year out. Micah isn't going to ask for a trade. But if Micah says what the Cowboys have to be concerned about is if he says, all right, no more discussing a contract. I'm done. I'm just gonna play it out and I'm done. That's bad. I live in Florida now and I made my own pizza and cheesesteaks at my house. It's better than any restaurant around here. I use quality ingredients to make love. And yeah, I'm sure it's good. But out here, I don't even try. I can't even find good pizza. It sucks, man. I'm on the search for Sicilians. I can't find any. But as John McMullen said that Eli Ricks has been really good and that he has a shot at cornerback too. He has been good and he's been picked off Hurts twice already. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. I think we need more competition. You know? Micah is going to the Giants. Nah. Visible says, Billy, my comments are being blocked. This is the first one I've seen of you. I haven't seen any other ones. Oh, I see it now. I think I just missed it. That's on me. That's my fault. Should be getting Stephon Gilmore for it. Nah, I don't think so. I think he's too old. I mean, they would have to be really desperate if they got him. I don't think so. No updates. Last update was 32 minutes ago. The Cowboys are being honest with themselves. They are rebuilding and should trade them. It's not a bad idea. I just don't know if they could do it now. Leon Banks, member for 20 months. Thank you so much. He goes, I love Dingbat Nation, all the friends I've made, man. We love you too. Doc Ray says, I'm out here in Colorado, and we have a place called Taste of Philly. Owner is from Philly. Cool dude. That is cool. They have a Capriati's out here, but to me, the Capriati's out here doesn't taste like the Capriati's on the East Coast. It just doesn't. I will say this though, Vegas. If you go to Vegas, Vegas is starting to get places that are good, like because they're getting a lot of people from like Philly and New York. They're all moving there and opening restaurants and stuff there. So Vegas has actually got some decent places. No, it's a chair squeaking. Philly 600. If Micah leaves Dallas, that proves what expected. They're not a good organization. Agreed. Not much to report today. Don't we have a walkthrough today? No, we had full padded practice today. Love Taste of Philly. I've never heard of it. Back-to-back days will division rivals best players ask for trades. There's levels of these. Howie Vision, agreed. If Michael Lee's Dallas approves, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he's going to ask for a trade, but I want to see if Mark Holmes responds to what I sent him. I think it would be so funny. All right, we just got an update a minute ago. How about this? Smile Mondon prevented a wheel route touchdown to Saquon Barkley 30-plus yards downfield. Pretty nice play by the rookie. There you go. Nice play covering Saquon Barkley on a 30-yard wheel route. That's pretty interesting. I like it. Yeah, it looked like Ringo maybe didn't have his best day. I guess, nothing that, is going to make me panic though. I want to know if Barkley really, if Micah really requested a trade. As a rookie covering Saquon Barkley coverage, that's impressive. Red Dane says, the Eagles are loaded at linebacker. Really? No, it is. It's true. Like, our linebackers are really good. Like, I haven't seen linebackers like this. Like, every one of them is playing good. Like, Jahad Campbell is really impressive. Trotter Jr. is having a quiet but really good camp. You already know what Zach Vaughn is. Kobe Dean's on the back burner, and then this kid Smile is going out, and he's starting to make plays, and you're starting to hear his name the last few days. You gotta like what we see from the linebackers. You might see more cry with the Micah things. I'm in Stratford, New Jersey, 5 minutes from Devontae. Oh, okay. Mark dropped his video. Did he buy? Did he believe what I was saying? I hope he bought what I was saying, because it'll be just funny. Mark Holmes. Micah Parsons wants out, and all hell is breaking loose.
What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Blue Sports Report. Without you guys,
please, I hope he says they're going to trade him to Philly. Philly's texted me. I want him to say Philly texted me. Then I know I get into him.
Micah Parsons situation per reports. Okay, this is not Adam Schefter. Adam Schefter was saying this a couple of days ago that they're further away, and it's like, thank you, Captain Obvious. Now, Diane Rossini says that Micah Parsons, I don't know what her sources are, is close to going to drastic measures here, okay? Drastic measures being that he may demand a trade. Here's where people will tell you Mark Holmes is an idiot. He has no clue that he's a...
I agree!
He's full of shit. And what I said...
Yeah, the video's going to turn into Dak.
Micah Parsons was saying, I don't have to be the highest paid. I don't have to be the highest paid. That I want to get this deal done. I want to keep my get as a positive.
Why does he got gloves on? What is he, Michael Jackson?
And I'm going to say that was a wise move. They should have done that with Michael.
Was he Lane Staley?
At $35 million.
He's not. I have to listen. He's not buying my thing. I was trying to. For those that missed it, I sent Mark a fake message. Well, a message saying he's close to going to the Eagles or trade for multiple firsts. I was trying to get him to go rush and do a video on it, but he didn't bite. Hey, at least Mark honest about being an idiot. That's true. Rossini is wrong a lot. Who the hell knows what's going on there with Parsons? I just like the drama. I just like that I like watching Mark rattle, and uncomfortable and upset. Like I enjoy that. So if it's not true, but I get like a day's worth of videos of Mark panicking, it's worth it to me, But I will say this: we haven't seen any reports come out, denying that. So, if the gloves don't fit, Parsons is going to be Texan. ESPN been wrong a lot. Yeah. The fact that Dallas would even be in that situation is just so stupid. Yeah, now that I know it's a nothing burger. Yeah, well, we'll see. Eagles' weakest position, in my opinion, is safety. I believe until I see Makuba on the field, I think safety. Others, there are people who would disagree with me and say it's actually corner, but I personally think it's safety. And I'm still scouring for updates, just not getting any. Okay, there you go. All right, that's it for Eagles practice. Just about 2 hours. Big day for running backs and Tyler Steen. Tyler Steen, how about that? Good for that's good. That's a good thing. Hearing Tyler Steen had a good practice, that's really good. I'm glad to hear that. I think the Eagles' special teams defense will be exceptional because that's where guys like Mondon Trotter Jr. and Sidney Brown had made Jahad Campbell be. They'll set tone and create turnovers. I definitely think they will. But I do think you're going to get Starter and Campbell. We'll see what happens with Sidney Brown. And don't forget, Ringo is good too. Let that go before I let go. Micah go. Dallas don't. Oh, they are stupid. Micah thinks he's forced with Jerry's hand. Jerry doesn't care. I don't think Jerry cares either. If Steen is good, their line will be unstoppable. Agreed. Apparently, Steen is running away with the right guard spot. Yeah, that's what I'm heard. You know what's disappointing? A guy I haven't talked a lot about, but I was really looking forward to Trevor Keegan, man. And it just seems like there's nothing going on with him. Has Kenyon Green done anything? No. But he just got back at practice. Like, he just literally got back at practice. So you got to give him a little bit of time. Let's go Steen. But I'll take that Steen had a good day. That's good. That's good. Just as long as Steen is as good as Becton in the run game. That might be hard. Becton is a big dude. Gunny Matt Davis super chat. He goes, "Will Campbell get defensive rookie of the year? He's been snubbed 3. We've been snubbed 3 times. I'm going to say if he starts, he's getting it. I think so. Yeah, because I think he's a beast, man. I think he's going to have a very, very big year. Ty Robinson has been getting his ass kicked, and Ojulari has not done anything. Well, Ojulari had a decent day today. He had 1 sack today. He got to start with the starting defense. Ty is learning. Yeah, he's definitely learning. Trevor Keegan is getting cross-trained at both guard and center. That's a good thing. Yeah, it's good Steen had a good day. Tyler Stever surprised me a bit. I wasn't a big fan last season. Good to know he's having good camp. Yeah, Stoutland talked about him the other day. Said the first few days were rough, but he was getting better every day. So it looked like, he had his best day. Detroit Lions look like frauds with all hope. Yeah, but they didn't play nobody. There was nobody playing. Hampton out in LA is going to flourish behind Becton. You look at LA, right? You look at the Chargers. Man, they got a big-ass line, too. Like, are they going to be a run-first team? Because I think the teams that are physical and run the ball, I think those are the teams that are going to have a chance next year. I think the league is shifting back to where the running game is important again. Keegan, man, we had all the promises and can't even get some play of Stoutland, which is concerning considering Stout can make a Pro Bowl. Yeah, it is a little bit concerning. I kind of agree. I want to hear something. Sedin started a lot of games. I mean, he's had a few. Did Becton play yesterday? No. Becton did not. No, they weren't going to play their starters. So the Eagles players are speaking to the media. Eagle players are speaking to the media. So if you guys want to go listen to the press conferences, they're actually on the Eagles website. Usually when the Eagles players start coming on and speak, that's when I know I'm supposed to get off here. It's after 9 anyway, so I gotta head out for the day. I'll probably do a video at lunch and then post it when I can. But let me thank everybody for joining me. I truly, truly appreciate it. Do you think we will run a base defense with Bond and Trotter and Campbell at the same time? In base defense, they will go to Cooper at safety. So yeah, I would think that, especially when Dean is back, Cody, it would make sense to me that if you could play like a 4-3 in a base, I think if you could put that other linebacker on the field, I think that's possible. I think, the question is how much will they be in base? Like probably under 20% of the time. But we'll see. Have a good day, Eagles Nation. You too, my man. We need plays like the greatest team on turf. Remember the Rams that year? Yeah, explosive. I think now that the Eagles did what they did in the league, will defense start to switch back to the running game? Well, that's the thing. See, the Eagles, they attack teams with a great offensive line, a great running back, and teams are not built to play the run. They're built to pass and get to the quarterback. I don't think the defenses, even as of right now, in 1 year, I don't think they've been able to get guys and turn into defenses that can stop the run. I still think that defenses in this league that don't stop the run well. You look at the schedule, it could be tough, but those teams can't stop the run. A lot of teams in the league are not built that way. So if you run the ball and you can run effectively, you're going to beat teams. And that's if I'm Baltimore and I'm like the Chargers, I take advantage and kind of copy the Eagles. I think you'll see teams copy the Eagles. And defenses, that's going to be the challenge. But, yeah, that's why Howie was 3 steps ahead of everybody else. But anyways, guys, I'm out of here. Go watch the Birds. The players are talking. And I'll have a video out later today. Love you guys. Thank you so much. And enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.
Time.
Come on.
Oh, shit! Dad! No!
It's over. It's over. This game is over. Cut it off. It's over.
Fuck.
Congratulations, Green Bay. Congratulations, Green Bay. Congratulations, Green Bay.
I said run the ball.
Congratulations, Green Bay. Dak Prescott, you need to be fired today. That was on you, Dak. That was on you, Dak. That was on you, Dak.
I said run the ball.
That was on Dak Prescott.
Trying to
fantasy lamb. Trying to fantasy lamb. You tried to fantasy lamb. You got to give it to C. Lamb. God. It's over. It's over, Dak. Put Trey Lance in the game. Trey Lance can't do worse than you.
I'm an idiot because I buy into this shit. I buy into this shit. Because here's the thing. I am a grown-ass man. And I talk the talk. It is killing me.
I feel it coming. I feel like it's going to take Jerry Jones taking